Hey, it's Mr. Johns. Welcome to Sketchup for 3D Design. We're going to be making a fence today, which will become part of a larger project. And so if you follow along with me, please, and any time that I'm going too fast, simply pause me so you can get caught up. We're going to start by creating a lot that is 60 by 150 feet. And the 60 feet is the width. 150 feet is the depth. So if you click on the rectangle tool, click on the origin, click let go, move the mouse just a little bit, type in 60, apostrophe, comma, 150, apostrophe, enter. This will be the size of our lot. What I would like you to do is add dimension lines, which we will later remove, but I want to see that your lot is 160 by 150. Okay, so add those dimension lines, front and side. Next, because this is dirt and not flat, and this is SketchUp 3D, let's go ahead and click with the push-pull tool. Click, pull up, let go, and type in 8 inches. So we've got 8 inches of dirt with some grass on top. So we want to go to the paint bucket and go to the search option and go to landscaping. I'm going to choose one of the two styles of grass and paint it. Also, because I don't like the white dirt, I'm going to close the landscaping and I'm going to go to colors, and I'm going to choose a nice dark brown that would look good for dirt. You know, kind of a mud color. So I'm going to scroll around to all 4 sides. Little panning action there and scrolling, rotating, and we got dirt. So, by the way, this will be the front of the lot. So you will have a sidewalk and a street here, and then a driveway that goes back to your house, and this will be your yard. However you want to do your yard is up to you. If you want your house up front with a nice, fun backyard, maybe with a small soccer field or tennis court or swimming pool, waterfall, make it like a forest back there, that's up to you. But if you want to be further away from the street, put your house way in the back and then have stuff in the front yard, or just grass or trees, that's up to you. So we're going to work on the fence in the back. So to start with, we need to create a 4x4 post. So rectangle tool, click in the corner here, click, move your mouse off to the side, and type in 4 inches, comma, 4 inches, enter. Don't forget the comma, and you should have a 4x4 post. If you're not sure, you can always go to the measuring tool. I know mine is, but you can always make sure just by measuring, and it is. So, but I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to use the push-pull tool and click, push up, let go, type in 6, apostrophe, enter, 6 feet. The reason this is 6 feet is because when you go to the home improvement store, Lowe's, Home Depot, etc., you're going to buy an 8-foot tall post. You're going to put it in the ground, in concrete, 2 feet. Make sure it's nice and straight up, which is called plumb, and also level at the top. So, yes, you would use a level tool to make sure you're plumb and level. And so we are 6 feet up off the ground, which is perfect. You'll notice that SketchUp just thinks we wanted to pull up a shape of this, and we don't. We want this to be a separate thing. So we need to use the pencil tool and separate it, because right now this is all one piece. So we're going to go over, red, and click. We're going to rotate and go over, green, and click. And I'm pretty sure the other side already had lines. I'm not sure why, but they do. And then we need to paint this a nice wood color. So I'm going to go to my paint tool is still open. So I'm going to go over to wood. I'm going to choose this dark brown for the post. And it's not as dark as the mud, the dirt, which is good. That's exactly what I was hoping for. I want that to look different. And so I have a post that looks like a wood color, which is great. And, oh, I forgot to paint the top. Can't have grass growing on the top. Now we want to group this together because we need 2 of them. So let's go ahead and draw a box around just the post, and Sketchup should be smart enough to realize that that's what I'm trying to do. You don't want to triple click. It will connect, it'll select everything that touches this. So in this case, I had to draw a box around it. I'm going to right click and make it a group. So now I have a group, so I can't mess that up accidentally. And what I want to do is make a copy of it and put it 8 feet away. So here's what we want to do. With it still selected, I'm going to choose the Move tool. It's the 4 red arrows below the Push-Pull tool. I'm going to click the Control key once on my keyboard and let go. I'm going to click and don't let go of the mouse button and drag to the right and don't let go. Make sure I'm on the red axis. Now here it doesn't matter where I stop. As long as I'm on the red axis, then let go of the mouse button. And right now you need to click, type, don't click, 8 apostrophe, enter, 8 feet. Now what this does is it puts it 8 feet apart on center. It's called 8 foot on center, or 8 feet on center. And what that means is right in the middle of the post here, and here, make sure it's in the midpoint here. If I were to measure between those two, it will be 8 feet. And I'll show you right there, 8 feet. So that's called 8 feet on center. 8 foot on center is what some people call it, say. I want to get rid of these lines. So what that means is I cannot put a 8 foot long 2x4 between here because it's not 8 feet between the posts. It needs to be a little bit shorter, and we'll measure here in a second. So next up, we're going to go to it's the only thing that I am going to allow you to download from the 3D warehouse. So it's the 4th tool down. It kind of looks like a, I don't know what that looks like. I never could figure out what that actually is. I think it's the SketchUp logo. But if you click it and then you type in fence bracket, and the 3rd one down on the left, 1, 2, 3, where it says Simpson FB24Z, that's the bracket we want, and we're going to download that, and it's going to end up on the tip of your mouse. Unfortunately, it is not facing the right way, so we need to just place it somewhere, not touching like the post. And we're going to zoom in, and we're going to use the Rotate tool, which is right below the Move tool. It's really important here where you put this. We need to place this on the top edge. So notice it's blue. I am on the top of that, not green, blue, right there. And right in the middle, it even says midpoint. I'm going to click once, and I want this to go, I'm going to use this protractor tool to tell it to go, hey, move 90 degrees. So I'm going to click to say that, and then I have to move my mouse, and I have to stop on the, it'll click, sort of, but I can keep going. But make sure you just stop right there when it stops on the red axis and click. So now, just to show you what it did, is it put it in the right rotation. And we're going to put this 12 inches up from the bottom of the post. So pencil tool, click, move up a little bit, let go, type in 12 inches, enter. Also, draw a line straight over. It'll be green on the green axis, and click. That'll help us move this thing up and put it. So right now, just kind of stick it on there as close as you can. Notice that the wood is shining through. That means it's kind of sunk into the wood a little bit. So we're going to pull it out. Just click and pull towards you. Just a little bit. And it can't be just a little bit. And I'm going to rotate just to make sure. But yep, it looks like there's no gap. Nope, I was wrong. There's a gap. So that's why I rotate around. Boy, it doesn't let me. So I can fix that in 2 ways, in several ways. But what I want to do anyway, I drew that line right here, 12 inches from the top. I need the lowest part of the bracket I'm going to click the corner. So if you remember in SketchUp, one of the best tricks is a corner will snap to a corner really easy. It also snaps to a line. So I'm going to grab this lower corner of the bracket and drag it up, and it'll snap to that black line. Then it says on edge. Now I'm going to slide the bracket over until it kind of snaps to the edge of the wood and let go. So that bracket is exactly where I want it to be, lined up on this edge and 12 inches from the bottom of the post. Now, why I'm doing this, let's delete these pencil lines. I actually use the pencil lines when I really do this for real. So this is exactly how I do it. So 12 inches up from the bottom, and it's on the inside of the post, not the middle or the outside, because we're going to put what's called the pretty side of the fence facing your backyard, right? So if you ever heard the term a neighbor-friendly fence, if the neighbor was helping me build the fence or paying half, I would have a pretty side, then he would have a pretty side. I would have a pretty side, then he would have a pretty side. And the pretty side is the side that you can't see the brackets or the 2x4s. I mean, it's still pretty, but the pretty side is all fence pickets. But in this case, I either don't have a rear neighbor or I'm paying for all of it. So I get to choose. I'm going to make them all pretty side on my side. So we have a bracket on the bottom, but we also need a bracket on the top. So we're going to click up here. And the reason I don't do it on the edge is because you can't see the line very well. So I'm doing it out here where it's visible. So click, pull down, type in 12 inches, enter, and then draw a line straight over that's green, and click. And then here's what we're going to do. We're going to pan down. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the post. I'm going to choose the move tool, and I'm going to click the control key once and let go. I'm going to click and move straight up, and I've got a copy of that. Now I'm going to have to kind of zoom out and scroll up a little bit so I can see. And then as long as I kind of stay on that blue axis, it goes straight up. Now in this case, the top of the bracket needs to touch the line because we need a 12-inch gap, just like we had at the bottom. So the 12-inch gap here would end at the top of the bracket. So I'm going to scroll in. I'm going to go to in this case, the highest part of the bracket and pull it down until it snaps in place on this edge and on that black line, and that part is done. It's that easy. So I love that. And I love how these brackets look. In real life, I would put a screw here and a screw here in one of these top holes. And the holes on the side is for holding the 2x4s in place. And I'm going to give you a break and not do the nails or the screws because there would be hundreds of them. There would be a lot of them. So we're going to skip that. This is, I think, enough realism for me to feel happy with this. So we'll just say we used Gorilla Glue, which I wouldn't recommend. But these are glued to the posts. I would never do that. Okay, so we need 2 more brackets on the other side. And what we want to do is, I know I'm going to measure. I'm going to want to measure no matter what. So let's go ahead and use the pencil tool, and we'll go over here, pull up, let go, type in 12 inches, and enter, and then draw straight over right there. Also want to do the same thing at the top. Pencil line. Sometimes you have to switch tools and then go back to it. And pull down, type in 12 inches, enter, and go straight over. Maybe a little redundant on this, but this is going to be our copy fence. It has to be perfect. We don't want anything crooked. So here is how we're going to do this. We're going to click on the bracket over here. We're going to click the, let's be on the the move tool. Highlight the bracket, click control once and let go. Click and drag the bracket. Keep it on the red axis all the way across. Do not touch the post. Stop right here. Okay, now we're going to switch to the rotate tool because it is facing the wrong direction. So we're going to zoom in. We're going to put this right on top, same place we did before. It has to be blue. Click. We're going to go 180 degrees this time because we're spinning it all the way around right there. click again, and then rotate. So you have to, and then click. So there's 3 clicks when you use the rotate tool, right? Click to place it, rotate and click, and then click to stop. So now we have a bracket that's facing the right direction. We're going to choose the move tool and snap it against the post. I noticed that it is sunk into the wood a little bit, so I'm going to pull it out just a bit so I can see it. I'm going to grab the lowest part and I'm going to drag it over, and I want this to snap here and that to snap to the black line. And now we can delete the pencil lines that we used. Awesome. And now all we have to do is move this one up. It's already rotated, so why? We don't need to move the other one over. So move tool, this is highlighted. Control, let go. Pull up and drag. Keep it on the blue axis. I'm going to have to zoom out and go up a couple times, I think. So blue axis all the way up. Whoops, not rotate. I need the shift key. There we go. And in this case, the top of this, I almost nailed it the first time. So this corner is going to snap to right there and let go. Delete your pencil lines. Nice. Okay, that's great. So our 2 posts are in with our brackets, and we have the makings of a really good fence. So that's super important to have those 2 posts with the 4 brackets facing the right direction, both on the inside side of the posts. And the next episode, we will add 2x4s and pickets, and then we'll copy it and finish this whole section. So thanks for following me along and getting this far. Let's take it a step further next time. But for now, Mr. Johns is out.